Morning, one and all. Today I'm starting Unit 4. Okay, unit name is Protection and Coordination. Okay, in the present class, I will discuss about what are the main objectives for the distribution system protection and what are the main faults that will be obtained in the distribution system, and also how we will identify the faults in the distribution system. Okay, that all will be discussed in the present class. Okay, first, what are the main objectives of a distribution system protection? Why we are giving the protection for the distribution system? Okay, first one is that to minimize the duration of a fault. Okay, we are minimize the duration of a fault. Suppose we are not minimizing the duration of the fault, then the distribution components, that is like generators and transformers, okay, and other cables, that all will be damaged. Okay, the lifetime of the equipments will be reduced for without minimizing the duration of the fault. Okay, that's why in the circuit breakers also we are rectifying the fault by using the different types of circuit breakers, or by using the different types of circuit breakers. Okay, and also to minimize the number of consumers affected by the faults. Okay, second consideration is that we are reducing the number of consumers, okay, that will be affected during the faulted condition. Okay, the secondary objectives of a distribution protections are, okay, these are the main objectives. Okay, we are having the two main objectives are there. First one is the we are reducing the fault duration in the distribution system. Okay, second one is the we are minimizing the number of consumers, okay, that will be affected by the faults. Okay, these two are the main objectives of a distribution system. Okay, next coming to the secondary object. Okay, what are the secondary objects are there for in the protection of a distribution system are the to eliminate safety hazards as fast as possible. Okay, we are eliminating the safety hazards as fast as possible. Okay, to limit the service outages to the smallest possible segments of the systems, and also we are controlling the service outages for small as far as possible as for the system, and also to protect the consumer operators. Okay, we are protecting the operators for that consumer during the faulted conditions. Okay, next one is that to protect the system from unnecessary service interruptions and the distributions. Okay, we are protecting the system from the fault conditions and also the unnecessary interruptions, service interruptions, okay, that will be obtained in the distribution systems. Okay, that all will be controlled by using these various equipments that will be installed. Okay, and to disconnect the faulted lines, okay, transformers or other operators. Okay, if any faults are obtained in the transformers and other any operators, okay, then that equipments will be disconnected from the system. Okay, that are the secondary objectives of a distribution system protection, and these are the main primary objectives of a distribution protection systems. Okay, basically we are having the two types of distribution protection systems are there. Okay, that is the main objectives and secondary objectives. Okay, coming to the main objects, first of all we are reducing the duration of the fault and also the number of customers affected for that faults. Okay, these two are the very important considerations for giving the protection for the distribution systems. Okay, next coming to the secondary objects. Okay, we are limiting the outages and also we are protecting the faulted equipments, okay, from the distribution systems, and also the system is protected from the unnecessary service interruptions and the distributions, and also to protect the consumers, operators, and also we are eliminating the safety hazards as fast as possible. Okay, these are the secondary objectives for in the case of a distribution systems. Okay, this is the main important considerations for giving the protection of a distribution systems. Okay, understand ma? Next, coming to the protection is provided to minimize the following hazards. How we will give the, why you are giving the protections? Okay, protection is provided to minimize the following hazards. So when we are giving the protection to the distribution systems, how we will obtain the protection? Okay, that is the sustained excessive currents. Okay, that is the overloading. Okay, if any short circuits or faults are obtained in the line, okay, if any short circuits or faults that are obtained in the line, okay, therefore fault currents are increases in the line. Okay, due to that faults, some currents, short circuit currents are increases. Okay, that short circuit currents are eliminated by using the short circuit currents are reduced by using that safety hazards. Next, the excessive energy during the transient overloads. Okay, during the transient conditions, okay, we are losing the so much amount of energy. Okay, that all will be reduced by using the safety procedure for the distribution systems, and also the some protective equipments that will be used in the distribution systems. Okay, that is the short circuit faults. Okay, that is the short circuit faults. Next, if we are obtaining the faults, then we obtain the electric shocks for the consumers, and also some fire also obtained due to the short circuits. Okay, that will be obtained in the distribution systems. Okay, due to the short circuits, okay, we are obtaining the fire hazards also. Next, interruption of the supplies. Okay, when the supply, when the faults will be obtained in the case of a distribution system, therefore interruption is also obtained in the system. Okay, these are the following protective schemes why we are giving the protection to minimize the hazards means. Okay, these are the some of the considerations for providing the to minimize the following hazards. Okay, next, coming to the types of a faults. Okay, how many types of faults, okay, that will be obtained in the distribution system means. Okay, first one is the transient faults, next one is the permanent faults. Okay, basically the electrical overhead distribution system faults are transient faults and the permanent faults. Okay, the transient faults are the very temporary faults. Okay, the transient faults are known as the temporary faults. Okay, the permanent faults are damage to the system. Okay, that will be depending on the nature of the system provides. Okay, therefore that 70 to 90% of total faults are the temporary faults. Okay, temporary faults means that the faults is automatically rectified and that faults are automatically deleted. Okay, that type of faults are called as the temporary faults. Therefore almost all 90% of faults are the temporary faults. Okay, the transient faults occur when the phase conductors are electrically contact. Okay, therefore the transient faults are occur when the two phases are electrically contact. Okay, in that case we are obtaining the transient faults. Okay, are ground momently due to the trees, boats or other animals, and also the high wind blows and lightning flashovers and swan. Okay, due to the following considerations, okay, these temporary faults are obtained when the branches of the trees are touches to the overhead transmission lines, or boats are touched to the overhead transmission lines, or other animals are touched to the overhead transmission lines. Okay, and then we obtain the temporary faults. Okay, this type of faults are called as the transient faults. And due to the high wind also, we are touching the one phase to the another phase. In that case also the temporary faults are obtained. Okay, due to the temporary faults, okay, due to the temporary faults, some damages will be obtained, but due to the time lagging, okay, these faults are automatically rectified and automatically cleared. Okay, therefore the transient faults are cleared by the service interruption. Okay, therefore the transient faults are cleared by the service interruption of sufficient length of time. Okay, here the fault duration is minimized and unnecessary fuse blowing is prevented by using the instantaneous or high speed tripping and automatic reclosing of the relay control power circuit breakers. Okay, if the transient faults are obtained due to the tree branches touches to the phases, or the boats and other animals are touches to the phases, then we are obtaining the transient faults. Okay, what we will do means, okay, if the transient faults are obtained, in that case, okay, we are minimizing the unnecessary fuse blowings. Okay, that will be prevented by using the instantaneous or high speed tripping and automatic reclosing relays, or the control power circuits are used. Okay, by using the automatic reclosers, okay, by using the automatic reclosers, okay, we are giving the we are reducing the temporary faults. Okay, therefore we are preventing the unnecessary fuse blowings in the system or the distribution systems. Okay, therefore the breaker speed, relay settings and the recloser characteristics are selected in a manner to interrupt the fault currents. Okay, this is for the series faults. Okay, these are the types of faults, that is the transient faults or the permanent faults. Okay, therefore the transient faults is also called as the temporary faults. Okay, therefore the transient fault is also called as the temporary faults. Okay, the permanent faults are for those which require repair by a repair queue in terms of. Okay, therefore the permanent faults are very long term faults. Okay, due to that permanent faults, the equipments of the distribution systems were damaged. Okay, therefore replacing burned down conductors, blown fuses or any other damages to the operators. Okay, due to that permanent faults, okay, the damages will be obtained in the equipments and blowing of the fuses. Okay, that all will be obtained. Okay, next consideration is the removing tree limbs from the line. Okay, we are removing that tree limbs from the line, then automatically these faults are rectified. And manually reclosing a circuit breakers or recloser to restore the services. Okay, there is an interruption that will be obtained when we are obtaining the permanent faults in the circuit. Okay, due to the permanent faults in the circuit, therefore the circuit breakers or the fuses will be blown. Okay, that will be continue in the operation by using the automatic reclosers. Okay, therefore this practice limits the number of consumers affected by the permanent faults. Okay, therefore, and helps locate the fault point by reducing the areas involved. Okay, in general, the only part of the distribution system is not protected by the fuse. Okay, we are using the automatic reclosers and the circuit breakers. Okay, if the faults are obtained in any part of that distribution systems, then automatically the reclosers and the circuit breakers are operated, and then after removing that faulty equipment from the system, then that reclosers and the circuit breakers, okay, that will be operated continuously, okay, and the operation will be obtained continuously. Okay, therefore the permanent faults are the very rare faults. Okay, and the temporary faults are obtained very much amount, that is up to 75 to 90% of faults are the temporary faults. Okay, due to that temporary faults, there is no high risk for that distribution systems or the protection systems. But the permanent faults are the very rare faults, but it gives the very dangerous to the system or the equipments that will be there in the transmission or the distribution systems. Okay, therefore very rare faults gives the so much amount of damage to the system. Okay, these are the different types of the faults. Okay, that is the temporary faults or the permanent faults. Okay, therefore the temporary faults are the commonly obtained faults due to the touching of the branch of the trees, or due to the touching of the birds or the other animals, or high wind blowing. Okay, in that conditions, okay, we are obtaining the temporary faults. Like when the bird is leaving from that distribution system or that overhead lines, then automatically the type of faults are reduced. But the permanent faults are very severe faults, okay, that will be obtained very rare, but it is the very severe faults. Okay, due to that permanent faults, there is a large amount of damage that will be obtained in the distribution system, and therefore the discontinuities will be obtained in the system. Okay, after removing that faulty equipment, then we continue the power supply, or we continue the service. Okay, these are the different types of a faults that will be obtained in the case of a distribution systems. Okay, mainly there are four possible faults that might occur in the distribution systems. Okay, that is the first one is the three-phase ground or the ungrounded faults. Okay, mainly we are obtaining the following types of a faults. Okay, following types of a faults that will be obtained in the case of a distribution systems. Okay, in this case, first one is the three-phase grounded or the ungrounded faults. So, okay, in this case, the first fault is the three-phase grounded or the ungrounded faults. Okay, next one is the phase-to-phase or line-to-line ungrounded faults. Okay, the fault will be obtained in between the two phases or the in between the two lines or the two lines to the ground, and phase to the phase are the double line to ground faults. Okay, that is the LLG. Okay, double line to ground fault. Next, phase to ground or single line to ground fault. Okay, that is called as the SLG. Okay, single line to ground fault, double line to ground fault, and line to line fault, and three phase faults. Okay, these are the four possible faults, okay, that will be occurred in the case of a given distribution system. Okay, these are the four mainly obtained possible faults that will be obtained in the case of a given distribution system. Okay, that is single line to ground fault, double line to ground fault, line to line fault, and three phase fault. Okay, what are the percentages that will be obtained for these faults are, first one is the single line to ground fault. Okay, first what is the percentage that will be obtained? The single line to ground faults are that is 70% of faults, okay, that will be obtained in the case of a distribution system. Okay, we are obtaining the 70% of the faults are the single line to ground faults. Okay, next one is the line to line fault, that is the face to face or ungrounded faults. Okay, these faults are obtained very rare faults. Okay, that is the 15%. Okay, next one is the double line to ground fault or face to face grounded fault or double line to ground fault. Okay, these type of faults in the case of a distribution systems, okay, that will be obtained is the 10%. Okay, that will be obtained is the 10%. Next one is the three-phase faults. Okay, that is three-phase grounded or the ungrounded faults. Okay, this type of faults, okay, that will be obtained up to 5% only. Okay, this type of faults that will be obtained, that is 5% only. Okay, therefore these are the following 4 types of faults. Okay, percentages, okay, that will be obtained in the case of a distribution systems. Okay, this is the single line to ground system. Okay, therefore in the distribution systems, okay, the more percentage of faults are the single line to ground faults. Okay, these faults are obtained common faults. Okay, therefore these are the temporary faults, but it is the very common faults. Okay, that is 70% of faults are the line to ground faults. Okay, if any insulation failures will be obtained in that phases, okay, therefore the line to ground faults are easily obtained. And these are the very rare faults, but it is very damage to the system. Okay, that is line to line fault are the 15%, and double line to ground faults are the 10%, and three phase faults are the 5%. Okay, these are the various types of faults that will be obtained in the distribution systems. Okay, in terms of percentages. Okay, in terms of percentages. Next, coming to the symmetrical components. Okay, what is meant by the symmetrical components? Okay, therefore the fault condition become an unbalanced condition. Okay, therefore if the faults are obtained in the unbalanced condition in the three-phase system, the symmetrical component analysis is applied to make the analysis. Okay, suppose the faults will be obtained in the unbalanced condition mode. In that case, we are using the symmetrical component analysis. Okay, in that case, we are using the symmetrical component analysis. Okay, an unbalanced three-phase system containing of the three-phase quantities. Okay, the unbalanced system containing the three-phase quantities, that is IA, IB, and IC. Okay, the unbalanced system having the three quantities, that is the current flowing through the A phase, and current flowing through the B phase, and current flowing through the C phase, that is IA, IB, and IC. Okay, that can be resolved into three unbalanced systems. Three unbalanced systems are the analysis of a positive sequence. Okay, therefore positive sequence, negative sequence, and zero sequence quantities. Okay, therefore this unbalanced system analysis can be studied by using the positive sequence, negative sequence, and the zero sequence quantities. Okay, by using these sequence quantities, okay, we are analyzing that symmetrical components. Okay, we are analyzing the symmetrical components. Okay, next coming to the positive sequence. Okay, this is the positive sequence. Okay, that will be denoted as IA1, IB1, and IC1. Okay, therefore IA1, IB1, and IC1 are displaced at an angle of 120 degrees to each other. Okay, therefore A to B phase, okay, the phase displacement is 120 degrees, and B to C phase, the phase displacement is also 120 degrees, and C to A phase, Okay, therefore the phase displacement is also 120 degrees. Okay, this is the phasor diagram for the positive sequence of the three phases. Okay, that is IA1, IB1 and IC1. Okay, next coming to the negative sequence. Okay, negative sequence. Okay, this is also the phase displacement of IA2, IB2 and IC2. Okay, therefore the angle difference between the B2A to B2A is the 120 degrees, and therefore the angle between A to C is also 120 degrees, and B to C is also 120 degrees. Okay, in the positive sequence, okay, A to B is 120 degrees, and B to C is also 120, and C to A is also 120. Okay, this is the IA1, IB1, IC1. And this is the negative sequence. Okay, we are mentioned that is the IA2, IB2, IC2. Similarly, we are mentioning the zero sequence. Okay, in the zero sequence, there is no phase displacement for the three-phase currents. Okay, therefore, the zero sequence is represented by using the currents, that is IA naught, IB naught, and IC naught. Okay, there is no phase displacement between between these phases. Okay, there is no phase displacement for these phases. Okay, there is no angle difference between the zero sequence currents. Okay, this is the IA naught zero sequence, IB naught, IC naught. Okay, this is the zero sequence for A phase, zero sequence for B phase, zero sequence for C phase. Okay, next coming to the unbalanced systems. Okay, we are considering as the unbalanced system. Okay, this is the IA, IB and IC. Okay, these are also 120 degrees to each other. Okay, these are the unbalanced system consideration. Next, coming to the sequence operators. Okay, we are considering as the sequence operator, that is A square, A cube. Okay, the sequence operator is A square and the A cube. Okay, therefore, A is equal to the 1 at an angle of 120 degrees. Okay, and then A square is equal to 1 at an angle of minus 120 degrees, and A cube is equal to 1 at an angle of 360 degrees. Okay, 1 at an angle of 360 degrees. Okay, therefore it is equal to the minus 0.5 plus j 0.866, and A square is equal to the 1 at an angle of minus 120 degrees and minus 0.5 minus j 0.866. Okay, and then A cube is 1 at an angle of 360 degrees. Okay, therefore that is 1 at an angle of 0 degrees. Okay, that is equal to 1 plus j0. Okay, we are representing that is equal to 1 plus j0. Okay, it is the equation for that operator is 1 plus A square is equal to 0. Okay, therefore, the symmetrical components IA0, IA1, IA2 of any set of the phasor quantities are IA, IB and IC. Okay, therefore, IA2 equal to 1 by 2, IA plus IB plus IC. Okay, these are the operators for that alpha or the A for each and every phase sequences. Similarly, IB1 equal to 1 by 3 IA plus A into IB plus A square into IC. Next, we are writing the formula for IA2, that is 1 by 3 IA plus IA A square into IB plus A into IC. Okay, therefore the phase currents, okay, therefore the phase currents IA, IB and IC in terms of the symmetrical components are IA0, IA1, IA2. Okay, therefore IA is equal to IA0 plus IA1 plus IA2. Okay, similarly, we write the IB phase, IC phase, IA0 plus A square into IA1 plus A into IA2. Okay, we remember those formulas. Okay, that will be used to finding the currents at each and every phases. IA1 are the positive sequence component, IA2 is the negative sequence, and IA0 is the zero sequence. Okay, similarly, we are writing the formula for IB. Okay, this is the negative zero sequence, and the positive sequences we are multiplying with the operator, that is alpha square or the A square IA1 plus A IA2 alpha IA2. Okay, this is the positive sequence and this is the negative sequence. Okay, next we are writing the IC current. Okay, that is IA0 plus IA1. IA0 is the zero sequence current. Okay, this is the positive sequence current. A square IA2 is the negative sequence current. A square IA2 is the negative sequence current. Okay, these are the various currents. Okay, that will be obtained in the case of a fault conditions. Therefore, IA0, IB0 and IC0 are in phases. Okay, therefore there is no angle difference between these three phases. Okay, if the fault analysis is, it is assumed that the source is balanced, three-phase supply is giving only the positive sequence. Okay, therefore we are obtaining only the positive sequence. Okay, these are the various symmetrical component analysis. Okay, therefore, if the system is in the unbalanced condition, okay, if the system is in the unbalanced condition, then we are calculating by using these sequences. Okay, that is zero sequence, positive sequence, and the negative sequence. Okay, IA0, IB0, and IC0 are the zero sequence components, and IA1, IA2, IA3 are the I1, IB1, IC1 are the negative positive sequence components, and IA2, IB2, IC2 are the negative sequence components. Okay, this is the graphical representation for the phase angles. Okay, and these are the unbalanced systems. Okay, these are the various types of a faults that will be obtained in the case of a distribution systems. Okay, that basically the faults are divided into two types, that is the temporary faults or the permanent faults. Okay, the commonly obtained faults are the temporary faults or the transient faults. Okay, up to 90% of faults are the transient faults or the temporary faults. Okay, the faults are obtained due to the when we are obtaining the touching of the any branches of the trees or touching of the elements or any boards to that line. Okay, then we are obtaining the temporary faults, or otherwise high wind, when we are high wind blowing, in that case also we are obtaining the temporary faults. Okay, due that temporary faults are very commonly obtained faults, but it gives very less damage to the system. Okay, that faults are automatically rectified faults. Okay, but the permanent faults are the very severe faults. Okay, that will be rarely obtained faults, but it gives high damage to the system. Systems. Okay, we are obtaining the different types of faults, that is single line to ground, line to line, double line to ground, three-phase faults. Okay, we obtain single line to ground faults are the very commonly obtained faults. And this is a symmetrical component analysis. Okay, this symmetrical component analysis is understood by using the positive sequence components, negative sequence components, and the zero sequence components. Okay, if you are using that positive sequence, negative sequence, and the zero sequence components, okay, we are calculating or we are analyzing the symmetrical component analysis for the unbalanced systems. Okay, if any unbalances that will be obtained in the case of a distribution systems, okay, then we obtain the that false. Okay, if any unbalanced are obtained in the three-phase systems, okay, then we are using the symmetrical component analysis. Okay, how we will calculate the how we are how we are using that symmetrical component analysis means we are using the three sequences: positive sequence, negative sequence, and the zero sequence. Okay, by using these formulas, okay, we are easily calculate that sequences are the phase currents. Okay, these are the currents. Okay, that is the phasor currents. Okay, that will be obtained from the symmetrical analysis, symmetrical component analysis. Okay, these are the formulas that will be used to calculate the some symmetrical component analysis. Okay, that is IA equal to IA naught plus IA1 plus IA2. Okay, this is the phase A current, zero sequence current, positive sequence current, and negative sequence current. Okay, similarly, we write down the phasor current at B phase, that is IB. Okay, therefore, IB equal to IA naught plus A square IA1 plus A IA2. A is equal to the alpha, and we are mentioned that is alpha square IA1, alpha IA2. Okay, this is the phase current at the B phase. Okay, next we are writing the phase current at the C phase, therefore IC. Okay, therefore IC is equal to IA naught plus A IA1 plus A square IA2. Okay, these are the phase currents at A phase, B phase, and the C phase. Okay, IA naught, IB naught, and IC naught are the zero sequence components. There is no angle difference for that zero sequence components. Okay, understand, ma? Okay, in the next class we are see the faults that will be obtained in the case of a distribution systems. Okay, and also the problems that will be related to the symmetrical analysis. Okay, thank you.